What are the basic objectives? To promote the social justice, human and labor rights. If a simple question comes like ILO is only about the labor rights, you will think, it is labor organization only about labor rights. It's a true statement. No, it also gives conventions or it also gives recommendations about human welfare as a whole, not only just labor welfare. It ensures decent work for all, balance the growth and welfare. So this is very important phenomena because it is not just the labor welfare. At the same time, you should ensure that the industrial growth is also existing in the countries, because if industrial growth is not there, the country won't be progressing, right? So this is also one important function or objective of ILO, to balance both the industrial growth and the labor welfare. Now, develop labor standards. So it want to standardize maybe definitions or conventions across all the world. We are going to see one particular act. There, the act is Workmen Compensation Act that came up in the year 1923. But later, they changed that word workmen to Employees Compensation Act. Why India changed that? To comply it with the international standards. There are other reasons associated with also. One of the reasons is to comply it to the international terminology. So develop the labor standards via conventions and recommendations. Conventions here are legally binding and enforceable once if a country ratifies it. ILO comes up with a convention. If a country once ratifies it, it becomes an obligation on the country to make sure it follows everything that is present in that particular convention. And ILO also comes up with recommendations. Recommendations are not binding in nature. We call it recommendations or guidelines. They are not binding in nature, but it is expected that countries have to follow it. While we are reading Vizag guidelines, I told you one statement that if you listen to the term guidelines, that might feel like something not enforceable or not binding. But in Vizag guidelines case, they are binding and enforceable. But here what guidelines and recommendations they give? They are non-binding in nature. So conventions, they are legally binding treaties ratified voluntarily. Whether the particular country ratifies it or not, that is the voluntary decision of the country. But once it ratifies, then it's become binding. Recommendations are the non-binding guidelines. Okay. Now, total conventions adopted till update this fact. Update total member states. How many are the total conventions? Kindly update this fact. This is 190 if you look till 2023. So what it basically covers everything under the umbrella of labor. All the topics, maybe the trade unions, the associations part, or different aspects of labor like forced labor, women labor, child labor, or discrimination against women. What should be the working conditions?